Hi friends! I am starting my July tour literally here on these plants because they're about to lose the sun and I think that they look pretty. Well, half of them is already in the shade. I just wanted to show you them with the sun on them because I just think they're so pretty. And then we'll go back to doing the garden in order. This is my Sanguisorba. I added it recently and yeah, it's fluffy and pretty. I'm hoping it will get enough sun here because yeah, this is my shady bed, so it's nearly 12 now and the sun is just gonna go off them soon, but they do get morning sun, so fingers crossed they'll be okay. We love them. Right, where should we start though? It is beginning of July-ish, first week. I don't know what day it is, 10th of July, something. It could be anything, who knows. Let's start at the top of the garden. I sowed some basil and spring onions 2 days ago. I'm already checking to see if they're coming up, even though it was 2 days ago, because I'm silly. But it is it's hot today. We're in a heat wave. Luckily I don't live down south where it's horrendous, but it's still hot, so I'm not gonna spend forever out here because I'll burn my toes. No socks today, friends. Right, let's start at the beginning. This is how the garage bed is currently looking. The hydrangeas are, wow, they've really opened up in the last few days. So we're starting to get the little green flowers, which is looking really pretty. Still barely open, but yeah, we've got flower heads. I don't think last time we even really had flower buds, so that's cool. My little thistle things are finished now. I'm letting them seed. Maybe we'll get extra. But the actual like greenery at the bottom has grown loads, so I think they're gonna be fine. They're happy. They're doing okay. My lovely daisies, so much pink and white. They were just white at the start and I was like, I don't want them to be just white. And then luckily now we have all the colour. So he's doing good. He doesn't like being in lots of water, so he's probably loving this heat wave right now, even though he gets all the water from the gully. So I've got these little trading plants. They're also doing good. So all of this here is new growth. Sorry, I'm trying not to get in my own sun, you know. All of that is new growth. I think this one originally just had one branch. And there's a little bit of new growth coming out of this one and that one. So I think, yeah, they're gonna do okay. Oh, I've just deadheaded the geraniums, but they've just kind of finished their kind of second big load of flowers. So some of them, you know, they're a bit floopy. They'll come off in a day or two probably. And I also deadheaded the salvias, which was, I wasn't sure how to do it, you know, but because we have like, I have to show you. So these are the older flowers with just a little bit of blue at the top. And then all of these are new buds. So when these finish, I'm just taking them off at the bottom, and then, I don't know if you can see, oh, there we go. Yeah, there's like gonna be, I take them off and then these new side buds will come up. I don't know if I need to do that. Like this one, for example, I could take him off now and then they'll come up. I don't think it's necessarily necessary, but I just wanted to encourage the flowers to grow extra fast. So yeah, I'm really loving the colour of my geraniums, and they have spread quite a lot. And I like that they're coming over the front now, which makes me happy. I think my Astrantias, it's really hard. They're like finished. They're kind of like dry now. I know I could cut them down and then maybe I'd get more flowers, but they still kind of add a bit of colour and I'm sad to cut them all down. But I think I will do it because it's July, so yeah, I've still got like half of July, August, September to get more flowers if I cut them back soon. So I will do that after the tour. I just wanted to show you things as they are now. So yeah, happy with this bed. Very excited for the hydrangeas. Right, where should we start in the actual garden? I guess I should show you what it looks like now if I just stand here. It's so magical. Lots of stuff is filled out. Some things are a little bit slower. Did you see the butterfly? So they haven't filled out as much, but lots of stuff has. I've cleared most of my patio pots. I've got new pots that look lovely. Ooh, a petal. Oh yeah, he's dropping. Look, half a flower. But this one here, very pink. I bet if I stand, yep, I can squat. That one's a lovely pink one. And his pot is like it's like white and lavender coloured. This is a sedum, likes full sun, and it's gonna, all these are gonna be little pink flowers, kind of late summer, autumn. So that's gonna be really pretty. This is another dahlia that's more like corally pink, I think. And then this is my chocolate cherry cosmos. This one's just finishing, but all of these are gonna be lovely long dark pink cosmos flowers. So that's cool. And then yeah, I've still got my cherry tree. I planted up my like red thyme that I'd had for years, just in a really sad pot, looking sad. He's gonna survive though, into this cute little like cauldron pot. And then I have a little olive tree from my sister, because you know, northeast Scotland, why not have an olive tree? This part of the patio gets really hot, so I think it will do okay in summer, and then I'm just gonna have to protect it in winter is what we're gonna do. Right. Left or right? I'm gonna go right this time because we usually go left first. But I will say I'm loving my lavender on either side of my steps, which is something I really wanted, and it's coming out in flower now. You can actually see it better in the shadows, I think, than the actual. It's just about starting to flower, so that's lovely. Look, got a bee on the what do you call it? Bee on the thyme. But yeah, lavender's flowering. So if we go this way, I've got my little Marguerite daisies, which have really bushed out since their first round of flowers. This one less so, but it was getting a bit munched. I kept coming out and there were some flowers that had been like eaten, and I was like, oh, where is it? I literally like dug down into the middle and found a snail, and I was like, ha, gotcha. So I did also wonder though if that one's smaller because it loses the sun first. I do wonder, you know. But then alternatively, my Nepeta is the biggest one, is over there. So who knows? But these have definitely filled their space like I said they would, which is magical. I'm very excited for these because I know I can just cut them back and it will take them like a month to regrow, and they just seem like really good filler plants. All my roses are currently on a break. We had the like first flush of buds, and then I'm gonna go around. I deadheaded them all and cut them back, and now they're putting out like new big canes. So this big cane I think is, oh sorry guys, coming, yeah, look, all the way from the base. New growth. But look, we do now have, oh no, he doesn't want to focus. You are so mean to me. We've got new buds as well, loads of new buds coming on my rose. This one I was actually worried about, but yeah, we got loads of new growth, so he's doing really good. Then I've put in a penstemon, a garnet one. It's like really dark pink. He's apparently supposed to actually get to like 80 centimeters high, and yeah, a lot bigger. So next year he'll be a lot bigger. Then this is my Buckland Astrantia. This is the final of the flowers, the first flush of flowers. And I cut back all the other dry ones, and look, I've already got all of these. I think we need to do a water, by the way. So yeah, that's why I should really cut back my other Astrantias. More little daisies. Honeysuckle. So I replaced the really sad honeysuckle because I'm just that impatient, and I could just tell that it wasn't gonna do well. It just had like one stem, and I just thought, I don't have time for this. And I spent like £5 on it, so I spent £20 on this one because they had the same variety at my local garden centre, and I've put him in, and he's got some buds as well, which is exciting. So he'll be fine. He shall recover. These 3 salvias are similar to the ones in the garage bed, but I've already cut them back, and hopefully we're already going to get new buds come up. So that's exciting. I bought another Buckland Astrantia because couldn't resist. Oh no, I've got mud in my shoe. Couldn't resist, so he's gone in. And then yeah, my cosmos, I've just deadheaded a white one, so the front 2 are white, but there's lots more buds, and then the back ones are like a red pink, which is lovely. And then my Persicaria pom-pom plants are doing fabulous. I think I said originally that they'd have like a 45 centimetre spread. They were genuinely like just a tiny pot when I put them in, so they are spreading. They're definitely gonna fill the whole area eventually. And then this honeysuckle is my rhubarb and custard honeysuckle, mostly in the shade now, but yep, we've got loads of buds all over it, so I am getting excited for that one. And then I've plonked in the back, I don't know if you can see, some foxgloves. So I've got, what, 4 there and then 2 more here. I just ordered them online, they're in the sale, so they're only a couple of pounds each, and I thought it would be nice. So I kept getting envious of other people's gardens this spring that had loads of foxgloves in. I was like, I want foxgloves. What I'm thinking is, so those will grow a bit this year, but they'll flower next year, and it should then be like very tall, you know, all along there, kind of in front of my climbing hydrangea will be lovely tall foxgloves, and they're pink and apricot, a mix. So that'll be nice. Planning for next year, you know. My climbing hydrangea doing his thing, mostly finished flowering now. Just gonna go look. I think he was starting to get, so he's got the like roots that, yeah, look, can you see them? He clings to the wall like ivy does. So I'm waiting for him to kind of get established onto the wall, because he's currently just on this trellis. But he'll get there. A slow grower, I think. I'm glad that we got a big one and not a really small one. Yeah, otherwise just got some more Alchemilla along the front, filling the gaps in. Like I moved, so yeah, I really wanted these Sanguisorba and I didn't have room for them anyway because they're quite tall. So this Alchemilla was at the back. I just moved it to the front and put them in because I think they're going to look really pretty when the, what do you call it, the purple salvia is up again in front of it. It's a really nice combination. Going along the shade bed, the hellebores still just, you know, surviving. The violets from my mum's house also surviving. And then these little tiarella that I put in, that is, you know, they have white flowers. I've got some on the left. They were really tiny when I put them in. They're doing good now. I'm looking for, what do you call it? Yeah, there's like little new leaves under there and everything. They're doing really well. So, happy about that. Oh look, sunshine in my shade bed. Picked a good time. This is nearly finished now, so I've got this space here, like at, you know, the front right for the epimediums, but I've not ordered them yet because they were all like out of stock. Some more tiarellas with a different leaf colour. Finally got the rhubarb in, but the rhubarb's going a bit, you know, as it does in late summer. It's always at its best in spring. It goes a bit flopsy later on. And then I've put in, obviously I've got my Pulmonaria at the back, my Jurassic Park one. And then I finally got delivered my 3 little mouse hostas. 2 of them had flowers when they arrived, which was magical. And then behind I've got the June hostas. Ooh, I think they're getting flowers. Yeah, that's fun. So these go actually brighter if they're in full sunshine, but under full shade they're very like muted. So I think in full sunshine the kind of yellow middles would be really bright, which I don't like, but in the shade they stay quite kind of blue and green. So I really like that. And then in front I just had some Lily of the Valley that I ordered, 3 little Lily of the Valley pots. They spread through like underground rhizomes, and I'm hoping they're going to just spread over here basically. I've also got ordered, but not here, like 30 English bluebell bulbs. Going to chuck them in all around the hostas because the hostas don't really come up for quite a while in spring. They just die back down to the ground, so then this whole area in spring can be covered in Lily of the Valley and bluebells while we wait for the hostas. I think that's a good plan. Whew. To the sunshine side. I might go stand in the shade though. Sweaty. Pretty. Right. This is a delphinium. I don't usually like delphiniums. Well, I don't dislike them, but most of them are quite plain. They're just like one colour, bright blue or dark purple or something. I really like this one because it's kind of blue fading to purple. And I can't remember the name of it now. It was like Highland something. I thought it was appropriate anyway because I was in Scotland. So I got him in there, and he sort of is a nice pop of colour in the corner. Then I got another Sanguisorba, but this one is dark red instead of the pink. And the hoverflies really like it, which I was surprised by. I thought you could literally, if we just stay here, you can see them. I'm never going to get that in focus, friends, but you know, you can see there's lots of hoverflies around, and that's really exciting. And then the rose again, so the first flush is over, and then now look at the canes it's putting out. Ginormous canes. Some are coming straight from the ground. Can't remember if this one's from the ground. Yeah, it is. Some are coming, like that one's coming from one of the older canes. So I know they're definitely not suckers where they come from the rootstock. They are coming the right colour. And they come through really red leaves, and then, but I can tell now they're starting to turn to their normal colour. And look, buds. I'm never going to get that in focus because I moved it. So that's going to be the second flush of flowers on this one coming soon at the end of those canes. And honestly, I've got no idea how I can tie that in when they're mostly at the front. I wonder if I could... They're quite flexible when they're young. Can I push him like... Yeah, that's the thing. I can get him over there, but it just feels very rude, you know. I think the training of the climbers is going to have to happen more once they've done all their growth this year. I'll cut them back a bit, prune them a bit next spring, and then just tie in the strongest canes to the sides, and then they'll put new ones out again. So yeah, there's not much to do this year. I'm just letting them do their thing and be happy. This is my other Astrantia. The bees love this. See, look, there's still a bee on it. Right, the video stopped halfway through, so we have to now blend them. But yeah, the Astrantia is sort of drying out a bit, same as the hydrangea bed. So I thought, should I cut the flowers off and let it do new ones for the rest of summer? But like I said, there's still bees on it, so it must still be doing its thing at the moment. So I'll leave it be for a little bit longer. Leave it be. This is another Nepeta. It's got much bushier kind of stem flowers. I think it's really pretty. I added that one in just because I love it. And then we've got the compact salvia. So these are nearly... I might do the deadheading thing again soon. You know, like that one you can see is totally finished. But the ones with blue on, they're still going, so not time quite yet, but soon. This is a little heuchera from my mum's garden. And it was planted with, well, they're actually over here. This greenery was in with it. I think it's, what do you call them? Forget-me-nots. And they were just taking it over, I think, because when mum brought it over in a little pot, they were like together but very small, so I had to dig them up and separate them out. So this one, he's not grown much since I planted him, but he will grow now that I've given him some root space. And then yeah, I've chucked a foxglove in the back because it was again on sale, but this one is going to flower this year, as I can see from the flower stem. Wow. So because he's a lot bigger than the others, that's going to be like a white foxglove, so I can get my foxglove fix. And then we've got my dahlias that have just come up. This one has opened this morning, I think, because it wasn't open yesterday. Wow, it looks so pink on video. They're orangey. They're like palely pink orange. Let's see. So pretty. I don't really know why the middle one is so much smaller than the other two. Both the flowers and just the whole thing is smaller, but it's alive, so we accept it. And then behind my verbena, they're probably about half the size of most people's tall verbenas because I put them in so late. But they do survive winter, and they'll come back next year if I cut them down at the base, and then they'll be much bigger next year. And we still got like months of summer, so those are coming up at the back. I think I've got like 4 of them. Yeah, there's one just there coming up under the clematis, which is now out. Every day I come out, there's like, well, there was 1 flower, then there was 2, and then I come out today and they're just all opening. Wow. I cannot wait for all these buds to be open. Magical. I'm carefully treading on the ground right now. So yeah, he's going up the string. Eventually he will actually be going up the winter jasmine. He'll just climb up that once the winter jasmine is bigger. So then there'll also be more room for these verbena to kind of take over the back, I think. But yeah, sunshine. Beautiful colour. I'm literally just thinking out like, oh, how do I stitch videos together? Funny. This is my Gaura whirling butterflies. Wow. Looking really pretty. And so many buds as well that are like still to come all over the plant. I can't see where I get the best angle of it. So I've got 3 of them. There's definitely a few things I would change next year, or I might move around. It's really hard when you do the spacing and it says like 40 centimeters, and I give them space, but I think that these will get a lot bigger next year, but I might still put them into a group of 3 with one behind rather than a line. I don't mind the lines, like some of the rows, it's okay. Like over here, I mean, stuff is planted in lines, but you can't tell because it's all merged together. So it might be okay, but I think also like I gave the dahlias the room that it said they needed, and I'm like, could have put them closer together probably, or just maybe like if I moved one of the white ones back and one of those forwards into more like groups. We'll think about it anyway, or we just see if things fill out. So then the rose, oh my gosh, it's like literally 2 days ago I came out and it was just like a pile of buds on the top, kind of like this one, you know, buds everywhere. And then a couple of days later they are all open, more buds behind. So he is doing good. I'm really happy with that. The thistles are not quite out yet, I'm sorry friends. We're getting the tiniest bit of blue colour. It won't focus, yeah. But they are, look how many there's going to be. I was really worried I was like, oh, they're not spread very far. Next year they'll be much bigger, but they have already spread out so much more than I thought they would, so yeah. Again, the Persicaria spreading nicely. I'm just like, how do I get it to go? Like, it's spreading towards the grass, and I'm like, I want you to fill that bit. I don't know if I can guide it or not. We'll just have to let it do its thing. This is my very small echinacea that is so very nearly out. But again, very small. We got a couple of extra buds, but otherwise, I read that they are very small their first year. So, because eventually he's supposed to again fill 40 centimeters, but that's not going to happen this year. I think some things are just a lot faster growing, like the Nepeta that's completely filled out. So I've done a bit more training on my winter jasmine. He's coming along in a good fan shape, although there's some long canes down the bottom that I'm going to probably have to wait until the clematis is over to get to, but I've counted how many there are. I know where I'm going to put them. I just haven't tied them in yet. This is another penstemon. I don't know how to say it. He's not flowering yet though, but he's called Sour Grapes, and he's kind of like a bluey purple. And he's bigger than the red one that was over there. Maybe because he hasn't flowered yet, so he's putting more energy into the green. Then I've been deadheading this. So this is my Tiarellas that I also have over in the shade bit. They are putting a few new flowers out, but I think they're mostly done. But they seem to last for quite a long time, so I'm really happy with them. Wow, see look, this daisy is literally mostly white. I'm like, where's the pink? There's a couple bits of pink. I'm so worried that when I do the grass of ruining my daisies, because they do spread quite a lot. Oh, butterfly. Where you going, friend? I like watching all the animals. This is my other rose. Now that this hot lip salvia is really doing amazingly, it's kind of encroaching on the rose a bit, because I thought when I put the rose in that this plant was dead. It's not dead, so the spacing on that is a bit off, because this rose is a big rose, and it's amazing. Like, I had all those buds like that were down quite low down here. You can see where I've pruned it, but the canes that it's putting up now are just massive, which makes sense because it's supposed to be like 6 foot eventually. So yeah, new canes, new buds coming. Ooh. Lots of new buds. I actually think, yeah, second flush of roses is on its way. Oh, there's a spider on my phone. No, we don't need you here. So yeah, Hot Lips is doing good. I stopped the video again. Yeah, so this salvia, purple and white flowers, but when it first started, the flowers were just purple. And then this one did the same, so the flowers, the first lot were just kind of reddy pink, but now it's starting to show its kind of true colours. Where can I see? Like here. Yeah, look. Corally pink and white, so he's gonna get there eventually and not be quite as red. And then I put in these little daisies over here, but they're mostly done with their first flush now. I think I posted photos on Discord. I've been deadheading them. It's kind of hard again to deadhead them because they still give colour, but they're definitely finished, and I want to encourage the buds. So these are the buds coming through, and like look how many buds is on that one now that I've deadheaded it. But it is, you know, I'm like, oh, but I don't want to take the colour away, but I do want a second flush of flowers. So I think deadheading is the way to go with those. And then look, yeah, look how good so this is my salvia that I planted this year next to the other two. And he was looking a bit yellow and sad, but now he's perfectly green and looking very good and happy. I'm getting really hot because this side is in the sun. My jasmine, I've done quite a bit of training on this one, but he keeps putting out new bits of growth, especially down like here. I'm like, where am I going to tie this to? But also, I don't know if you can see. We've got the first like, oh no, the first flowers. I think that side's mostly finished actually. Maybe, can I reach them? I'm going to get stung by a bee. Flowers! Where are we? Yeah, there we go. There are also, I think, yeah, look, buds. Buds coming on the white jasmine. It'll be amazing when this is actually a couple of years old and covered in them. Whew. Oh, there was a breeze and it was so nice. So yeah, these are the two salvias, the amethyst one, and the verbena breezy that I planted last year. They are massive now, but they look lovely. I also planted this white scabious last year. It was covered in buds. I've already deadheaded a lot of it. It's still covered in buds and it looks so lovely just mixed in with the verbena. Really enjoying this combination, but look at it, look at all the purple everywhere. Beautiful. So I found another scabious that's the same variety. Put him in down here. He's got one flower at the moment. Lots of buds coming. So that will be nice because then I'll have kind of the mirrored, like there'll be this white stuff and then more white stuff here in front of the purple. So then this is another Marguerite daisy. I don't know if you remember me saying I didn't like the colour of it. This is kind of why, because when it first comes out, it comes out like orangey yellow. And then it turns to really dark pink, and then eventually it turns to the peach that I wanted. I don't think it will survive winter anyway, so it can stay. And I don't want to hate it, you know. I don't want to hurt its feelings. I just don't like orange. And then my little tall now sheer at the back, I've got one flower left at the moment. The rest I've deadheaded, but we do have, where are they? Don't know if you can see, there's like new stems coming at the back. You probably can't see, and I can't really reach to show you. Yeah, but anyway, those are down behind the amethyst. And I've also actually got some planted down the back of the salvia as well. They were new ones that I brought, so they've not put any flowers out yet. I think next year that will give us a really good display along the back. Whew, and then we come to the herb bed, and I'm definitely going to be in the way with the sun for this. My little osteospermum doing good. Second flush of flowers. So I need to do a herb harvest for sure. I'm going to take quite a lot of this sage. I knew the sage would get really big. I'm going to take quite a lot of the sage from the side to give this thyme over here a bit more space. And then once the flowers are done, I'm going to cut them back so we get all this nice new growth from the bottom. But I'm leaving the flowers for the bees at the moment. The hyssop is just starting to flower blue, which is very exciting. I was kind of leaving things this year to let them flower just to see what the flowers were like. So this is a marjoram, and it's got little white flowers that's been pretty. Oh, shadow, so tricky. That's my rosemary, which is doing nice. lemon thyme. I think this is broadleaf thyme down here. It's only just started flowering. Again, I'm going to cut it all the way back so that we don't get really woody stems. Purple sage, common thyme. I think he's nearly done flowering. Yeah. And then this is also a marjoram, but not white flower. Well, it looks like we're getting kind of pinky flowers, which is nice. And then my oregano. I can't remember if this is seed heads or if it's finished, or if it's starting to flower. That one really needs cutting back. I probably shouldn't let it flower, but I'm going to, just the first time. And then the chives are looking amazing as well. Get a chive harvest. And then another lavender. Look at the shadows. This is my Arabian Nights lavender, so it's slightly different to the other ones, and it looks more like a butterfly bush. I won't get in focus because of the wind, I think. How can we focus? I'm trying to like hit my phone and I can't. I need a camera for filming. And then my final rose. This one's doing the slowest, I think, but it is the smallest rose. So, ooh, lightheaded really bad. Okay, I can see again. We're good. Yeah, I cut it back after all the flowers, and it just doesn't have the same like big strong new growth, but we're getting some new growth. But yeah, this one is, some of these roses are supposed to be like 12 foot or something, and this one is actually only like 5 or 6 foot, so I think it's going to be a slower grower. We forgive it. Look, I think you can see over there the new stems coming on the Nausea. So we might have some more flowers in summer, which would be nice because I think it would look really pretty behind the purple. But yeah, look just how full the like herb bed is. And then the salvias. So definitely the stuff that's 1 year old already is just amazing right now. So it's just this little bit here that needs filling out a little bit, I think. Have to buy. But it will fill out. And I'm excited to see that next year. And I'm excited that the dahlias are finally out. So this is Totally Tangerine. I can't remember what the names are of the ones that I've put in pots. I just really wanted some pots. So they're ceramic though, and they're really heavy. I've put them there now. I could barely move the big white one once I'd filled it up, so it's stuck there forever now. But that's fine. So yeah, this is the garden in July. Still plenty of time for things to grow and flower. Definitely gonna have more roses. Definitely gonna have more Astrantia flowers, a foxglove. Lots to look forward to. But it feels like a proper garden now. So I'm very happy. Right, I'm gonna figure out how to stitch these together so that I can post them. And then yeah. Hope you enjoyed the tour. I'm gonna go back inside. I am melting, literally melting. We'll just get one last look at the pretty garden. Okay, bye friends.